was a low out-of-bounds wall down the first fairway, and you used to teach near that wall, out of the way, down the first fairway. And this gentleman came one day, a lovely old boy, with 6 hickory shafted clubs in a little drain pipe bag, and he had the worst over-the-top swing you've ever seen. And he kept shanking over this wall all the time. Balls flying over the wall. I couldn't stop him, but I suddenly thought, and I kept edging these balls nearer to the wall, and of course eventually he smashed a club on the wall. I thought, crikey, I'm going to be fired before I started here. But he realized, he thought he was hitting them over the wall as opposed to hitting right in the heel of the club. And he did it with another club. Took him up to the shop, sold him a set of steel shafted irons. I was in. Absolutely true, yes. But it doesn't start with a golf swing. If I start with a group of people or a pupil, I'd say now, first of all, I would tell them my philosophy. Golf is what the ball does. And what the ball does is absolutely dependent upon the impact the club makes with the ball. That's when Laddie Lucas did my biography. He called it Jacob's impact on golf. He particularly wanted that word in there. So everything, golf is not necessarily, good swings are not always the same. If you can get the correct impact and it's repeatable, I wouldn't dream of changing it. I'm not teaching orthodoxy in the sense of everybody has to look the same. There are certain obvious rules. The ball's to the side of you and it's on the ground. So the fact that it's to the side of you, the arc is going to be in to in. It's on the ground, you've got to swing it up and down at the same time, which means you've got to stand correctly to turn to get the in to in, and you swing your arms up and down in unison with that. Now, I never wanted too much detail. I didn't want people to think about minutiae. I want to get a big picture. If you turn and pop the club up, your club, the thing that's going to hit the ball, will be parallel to where you want the ball to go in a plane, which will catch the turf. That wouldn't do it. It's on line, but it's wrong. This is the right plane, but it's in the wrong direction. So, well, the measurement of whether you have a good golf swing is what the ball does. And I'll show you how to get, and so that I got them thinking, and I could tell them, that ball tells you your club is what? You tell me. Well, the face must have been open, or the swing must have been so. So that was a totally different way of doing it. Nobody taught me how to teach that. Well, everything I said, because I was wanting to play myself. I was desperate. I wanted to be the best player in the world, not the best teacher. That's a big one to say, the best teacher, but I should have said a good teacher. I remember walking with Jack Nicklaus once. He was playing with Gardner Dickinson, who I'd played in the Bing Crosby thing with, and I toured America. He used to mimic Ben Hogan. He actually limped around the golf course because Hogan limped. Fine player. But he was playing with Gardner Dickinson and Gary Player. Do you know Royal Lytham at all? Out of bounds on the right on the second. Jack up and under, way out of bounds. Teed up another one, up, over, nearly killed somebody on the 15th green. Third hole, exactly the same. Played the fourth at 6, that big par 5. He's really going to hit this one. He must have hit it 60 yards off the fairway. And he turned to me, he said, "You're supposed to know a bit about it, what do you think?" I said, "Thank God you asked." And I said, "It's no good, Gary, telling you to get it round here. You can't possibly. The back of your neck is parallel to the ground, which means you rock and block. Flying right elbow, and in your own way here. Now, there's the push fade. It's from the inside. It's just going to start right with the face open. That goes a very long way to the right. But just on impact, everything stops, so you're just as likely to go the other side." And he understood that. And he said, so at the end of the day, he said, "Come and watch me on the practice ground." I said, "Well, everybody will be watching you, Jack. I'll be watching, then I would talk about it afterwards," which I did. And that started a long sort of relationship with Jack. Now, the beauty of doing golf schools, you get your mind is completely on the job. You're loving it, and the time goes just like that. Now, teaching good players, I know exactly what I want to say to him. And even when I see it on television, I know exactly what I want to say, what I wanted to say to, you know. In fact, teaching Tiger, I'm quite sure, it reminds me of me teaching Sevi. Now, I knew Sevi when he was about 16 because I've just retired from teaching the Spanish teams for 38 years, actually, yes. And Sevi, when I first saw him, his two brothers were very proud of this younger brother. And I didn't teach him. I said, you see that tree down there? So draw one onto it, fade one onto it. I could just do it. And I remember saying, and they'd tell me, I said, you know how good it was, but if you go on swinging like that, you'll get back trouble. His head was too far over the ball, a little bit too underneath. You see, Arnold Palmer doesn't get back trouble because he turns in this plane. The ones who get that way and get trapped just at impact, that's when the back gets in trouble. To me, the face of the club is by far the most important. I feel I've got to get people to help themselves when I've left them. If I could explain it like this, a slice, if a group of 30 people, I would say years ago, what's the cause of a slice? They'd all say an out-to-in swing. Now, I always had a club in my hand when I asked them. I swung out to in, and of course I hit it left. I said, no, it doesn't for me. Oh, if the face was, well, you never mentioned the face. You see, now that's promised happened to me. Still does sometimes. If you can get the club face to square with the swing path, for instance, if someone is slicing, swinging out to in, if you can make that ball go to the left, you've got them working for you at address straight away. Now, it's very difficult to get somebody to hit from the inside if they're frightened of a slice, so you've got to get rid of the fear. Exactly the same with a hook. Hookers hit into out. When they hit into out, if they happen to get the face squared, they mix a push with a hook. Well, I'd sort it out to the extent they'd be pushing everything, and straight away they'd clear the left side through. And that's, again, something that I got from my own golf. You see, if you hit too much from the inside, you get the bottom of the arc in the wrong place, so you get the wrong angle of attack. You get the bottom of the arc this side of the ball. If you miss the ground, you top it, and if you usually hit it too fat. The out to in, you hit it on the top, or you dig a great big lump out of the floor. So the face is all of the three things: face, path, angle. The face, if you get the face right, you'll pretty well get the rest right. You'll want to get them right.